Hi people, welcome to another episode of Skateboarding with your dad. Today we're going to open this box. No, this one. This one. Plan for today, probably not going to be out skating today. I'm going to unbox this and show you the goodies that I've got inside, and we're going to get this new board set up. How does this even open? Tune into YouTube and watch your dad struggle to open a box. So, black sheep sticker, always get them. I ordered mob grip. Clearly they've sent me gesso. Okay, so mob out of stock, sorry. Fair enough. Right, so here we have fracture all over comic skateboard deck, white 8-inch. A lot of people will probably tell you to steer clear of fracture and enough and these kind of cheaper mates. And they're probably right, you should probably go for a reputable brand. But the reason I went for this is because I normally skate a 775 and I've decided to try an 8, but I didn't really want to spend £50 to £60 on a new deck that I might end up not liking. So I was needing a new deck anyway, 25 quid. Can't really go wrong. If it lasts me 3 months instead of 6 and I've paid half of what I normally would, then that'll do me just fine. Ever so slightly wider than 8-inch. Might just be the rounded edges. Maybe it's the way that the concave's cut. I don't know. And here we've got some bearings. Again, I've went for the cheapest that I can get, and that's why this series is called CheapSkateRs. These are the current little tubes. How cute! Like enough ABEX 7 bearings. My eyes can barely pick it up. Again, these were the cheapest bearings that they had. And the reason I went for 2 sets of these instead of getting 1 set of decent ones is because I've got a couple of things I want to play about with for another CheapSkateRs video. Am I cutting this with a spoon? May need to get a new knife before I try and grip this. Look at the state of this knife, it's all broken. I think that's going to be going in the bin when I'm finished with this. Okay, so the next part of the video is obviously putting the grip tape on. What I was thinking was, on my last board, the Jart Gamer deck with the green grip tape, obviously I sprayed some diagonal lines and stuff. So what I was thinking was, I might cut my grip squinty, get my drummer pencil, and I think I'll maybe make a mark of roughly where I want to cut it. Clearly, pencils do not like grip tape. That takes that mark just behind the bolts. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. This is where I have to do some serious thinking. Scissors or knife? At the risk of totally effing it up, I'm going to go for the scissors. So I've started cutting, so there's no going back now. I'm either ruining scissors and ruining grip tape, or creating a masterpiece. Because it is what it is. What it's going to be is what it is will be. I could put the line through bolts. Nah, because it'll peel off the tail. Yeah, so I need it to be out of the pocket. Everyone's favourite bit, trying to get the backing off the grip tape. And we'll save that for later. Just to figure out how wide I want my line. There, if I'm wanting it to match up, I want it to look a bit more rustic and freehand. That might look cool. I think I'm going to go for a nice thin line, bow hair thin. It just looks like a little crack. Yeah, we'll go for that. I was thinking about spraying some grip art. Here's a trick that I learned a few years ago. Apparently it doesn't work though. If you're struggling to get the backing off, bend the corners until it peels away by itself. Let's see if we can do this in one sitting. Yep. That's a no. Okay, I like where that's landed. YouTube taught me this. Last time I gripped a board, I did not know this. The best way to get the bubbles out of your grip is to use the backing sheet. Okay, so yeah, weird angles, I know. So this next bit is something that I'm really not keen on, is ruining a perfectly good skate tool. I never used to understand why people use their skate tools for this bit, and now I do understand, and it's because I can't be bothered going and looking for something that I can use to score the edges. I'm doing this in a bit of an awkward way because I'm trying my best not to block the camera. This isn't your traditional how-to video, this is just me going through my process of setting up a board for cinematic purposes, if you will. Right, I think that's good enough. Let's get to snipping. That was not a good first cut. I'm making a right Homer Simpson of this. I'm over it. Take notes, kids. If you're ever gripping a board, don't do it my way. And for heaven's sake, use a sharp knife. It's pretty bad. There it is. I'm goofy, so it'll be that way. Not the best grip job I've ever done, I'm not going to lie. So the next thing will be stick some trucks on it. I don't think I'm going to be skating this quite yet, there's still a bit of life in the green deck. We shall come back to this another day. Take it easy, kids.
I mentioned earlier about grip art, and here it is. I didn't film it. I might do a grip art video when I set up my next deck, although that might be a while from now. So these were done with Poundland spray paint, naturally, CheapSkater you see. I printed out the graphics I wanted to use, cut them out, and stuck them on with double-sided tape. The SWYD logo was done in 2 layers, with the red sprayed over the top once the silver was dry. Obviously I had to make 2 separate stencils, which was a bit of extra work, but it was worth it. And of course, this is a shout out to the UK Skateboarding Collective, which is a cracking wee community on Facebook, and you should definitely check them out in the link below. A couple of weeks later.
First box sesh in this driveway. I moved in about 3 months ago. Yeah, it was one attempt, and that was my confidence ruined already. Not today. That one was pretty much perfect, but the ollie spooked me because I kind of stopped mid-pop. The wheels just completely stopped dead. I've managed to get on it though. Struggled with that for months. I'm finally starting to get it again. a new deck, fracture, 8 inch, 25 quid, for what I paid for it. Can't get much better than that. So far I would say it's pretty decent. It's no any worse than a skate shop complete, like a Route 1 complete or a roller snakes deck or anything like that. It's not going to last as long as a £60 Powell or Plan B or Flip or anything like that. If you're short on cash, you need a new deck, and you're not willing to save up for another few months, same as me, then fracture might be the way to go.
So I'll leave you with these parting words. I'm impressed with the quality of this deck. It's got decent pop, it's not overly heavy, and the mellow concave suits my skating style just fine. It's not for everyone, although if nothing else, it makes a great winter deck when your board's more likely to see moisture. And let's face it, even the best decks have the potential to snap if you land awkward on a stair set or something, so bear that in mind if you go through decks quickly.
Why is the nose slide no sliding? Answers on a postcard. Not cool. I'm going to be kicked off YouTube for that.
And that's it for another episode of CheapSkateRs. I hope you enjoyed and found it somewhat informative. I'll be back soon, but for now, please don't forget to like, subscribe and spread the word. I've been your Da, and I'll see you next time.